All right, you know what time it is. It's the Hutchinson Report, review of news and issues of the week. Things that really touched me, things that really caught my interest, things that are in the news this week. All right, and then A.H. Hoffman, she's over there. All right, let's get rolling. A.H. Hoffman, let's talk about first your favorite president, number 45. He made a lot of people mad, Leroy Jackson. He went down to North Carolina, and then, of course, he denied it. But we heard the crowd saying, send them back. Send them back. The them, as we know, the four congresswomen, they all are born in America except one. Send them back. Playing to the worst, pandering to the worst, and stoking up the fires. Now, here's the problem with that, A.H. Hoffman. I take a little contrarian view of things sometimes. I have been railing on my Facebook page. You've seen this. I fight with people all the time. They fight with me all the time. Railing, stop it. Do not go there with him. Stop calling the guy a racist. You're not going to get anything with that. Those that think he's a racist, they already think that. So you're just really preaching to the choir. What you really don't want to do, you want to be careful. You don't want to allow this guy any more room and latitude like he did down in North Carolina to rev up his base, by the way, which is an expandable base, to essentially give him any more ammunition. And, I've been big on don't take the bait. Every time this guy tweets something, every time the guy says something, every time the guy does his little divisive card, racial or otherwise, you don't have to take the debate and fire back at him, or debate and fire back at him. You don't have to go into the House and pass resolutions that he's a racist. You don't have to do that. It's not going to do anything. What you need to do, A.H. Hoffman, is this. You need to have a strategy. You need to have tactics. You need to have a program. You need to work in the trenches night and day, organizing, selling those folk that can be sold on why the guy needs to get out of there. Calling names and just calling the guy racist is not going to do anything. I don't know how many times I have to tell people that it's counterproductive. Not only are you, let me see this. Here we go, Oliver, a second. I got the New York Times here. Headline story today, that the Electoral College now favors Trump. I've been saying there's only 6 states that determine the Oval Office. Let's go through them. Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Florida. And, when they looked at the demographics of those states, you're talking about rural, white, working class, blue collar. And I'm not saying pander to them like Trump is doing, but I'm just saying be mindful. You've got to counterbalance that. And you're not going to do that by trying to, call him a racist and call them racist. It doesn't mean anything. New poll just came out today. Hutchinson is just not saying things to be saying things. 90% of Trump supporters do not think he's a racist. Now, you may say, okay, well, that's just Donald Trump supporters, and they're racist too. But here we go again. We're going full circle back with the name calling again. You're not going to win these people over. Not that you're going to win them over anyway, but even neutralizing a small segment by calling them a name. It doesn't work that way. Now, the other problem with that is I'm big on some Democrats continually media grandstanding, media doing the Trump thing on the other side, throwing out little pithy sound bites, and giving and feeding the media, CNN and the rest of them, giving them ammunition to keep this thing going. They love it. The media is just lapping this stuff up. And meanwhile, you have a big bunch of people right in the middle that are really perplexed by this. What's going on? We have to realize one thing. America is not the west side of L.A., A.H. Hoffman. America is not the Bronx in New York. There's another big America out there that thinks a lot different than you do on the west side of L.A., or if you're sitting in the Bronx or Manhattan in New York. There's a whole nother heartland America out there. How are you going to reach them? The Electoral College, you need to read the New York Times today. The Electoral College favors Trump. The fact of the matter is, if you cannot make deep inroads in those states, see, the other states are just spectator sports. California, spectator. New York, spectator. You can have a gazillion people that vote for the Democrat. Doesn't mean anything. It's not the popular vote. It's the Electoral College. And it's weighted, unfortunately, along with gerrymandering and vote suppression toward their side. So you're going to have to come at it a lot different. You're going to have to get smart, not mad. You're going to have to think these things through. That's why I like Elizabeth Warren. I'm big on her. She has thought through these positions: climate control, criminal justice reform, debt reduction, health care, position papers, thoughtful, with a plan for America. The rest of them, I like Bernie, good guy and all of that, but I'm sorry. Joe, I'm going to reserve some things for him. The rest of them, forget them. They don't even count. Now, having said that, let's go to something else.